Neither Martin or Ralph or I knew each other, but our wives knew each other. And they came out of one of the worst places in the South. And they had had some of the most bitter experiences in the South. These women had experienced the worst of segregated life and the best of economic opportunity, because the same Quaker family had arranged for Coretta and her sister to go to Antioch, one of the few schools where there was a women's strike for peace in Ohio. And Jean had gone to Manchester with her two sisters, where nonviolence was a required course. I was invited to Talladega College by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, of which I was a member, and Martin Luther King was invited. This was 1957. And that's where we met, and where we realized that our wives knew each other and had grown up in the same town. We saw John Lewis and Bernard Lafayette and James Bevel, Diane Nash on the Nashville sit-in story. And my wife said, it's time for us to go back south. Well, the United Church of Christ agreed to hire me and sent me to work with Dr. King at SCLC. And I ran the citizenship education program. We ended up really deciding that we had to do something massive and serious about segregation. In fact, it was Fred Shuttlesworth that came to Atlanta in the middle of December. I think his church was bombed for the third time on the 17th of December, 1962. And he came over to Atlanta saying, look, we have to take on segregation. And the best place to take it on is the worst place in the South, which is Birmingham, Alabama. And I was surprised that Dr. King said yes. And so we agreed to go to Birmingham after the first of the year. Well, that was the movement that started awakening America to the problems of segregation. I didn't know what to expect. I had been to a March on Washington in 1957, where Dr. King made the speech, "Give us the ballot." And we had about 50,000 people there, and it was the biggest thing that had ever existed in Washington to that time. I couldn't imagine this being any bigger, except that around 9 or 10 o'clock, people started drifting in, walking from the railroad station down to the Washington Monument, and the buses started pulling in from New York, and the trains came from north and south. And all of a sudden, this huge group of people emerged and started walking with Dr. King at the front. And I was more or less an observer to that. Even though Martin's life on earth ended in April of 1968, 5 years after Birmingham, I think the death of his body set his spirit free, so that all over the world, in South Africa, they sing "We Shall Overcome." When the Berlin Wall came down, they were singing "We Shall Overcome." The Polish freedom fighters in the Soviet Union, everywhere on earth that I've been, the words of Martin Luther King's dream are known and repeated, and people have taken that dream and given it their own content.